Labour's shadow chancellor John McDonnell sparked backlash from Labour Party members when he shockingly confessed Labour's support for the income tax cuts this week, which was announced by his Tory counterpart in his budget speech on Monday. Following the shock promise, Labour's shadow Foreign Secretary Emily Thornberry said that difficulty Labour has is that it has made to vote on the whole package when it comes to the budget vote on Thursday. But the BBC host demanded the Labour MP clarify Labour's tax policy. Ms Montague said, "Hold on. But listen. I'm trying to understand what the Labour policy is on tax." John McDonnell said, "We are not going to take money out of people's pockets. It's as simple as that." And he talked about the people. Some of these are middle earners, head teachers, people like that who have had a rough time of it as well as everyone else. "I'm trying to understand what the Labour policy is on tax." Sarah Montague Ms Thornberry responded, "So what we have said is that we will introduce a new rate of tax at the top rate for the top 5%, and that's what we stood on the election about. And we also talked about the importance of not stopping, of turning again in relation to corporation tax, because that is important as well. We also said that we would introduce a higher rate of tax for those earning more than £80,000, and what Jen has been explaining is that there are so little reliefs for people on low and middle incomes that when we are told that we have to vote one way or the other in relation to the whole package, that is going to be our difficulty in relation to the budget itself." The BBC host hit back and said, "But that seems extraordinary. You are going to accept whatever tax cuts and where they fall, irrespective. You'll know some of the dismay by your fellow Labour MPs. Yvette Cooper, who you might not normally agree with on politics, this is wrong. I cannot support it." David Lammy said, "These tax cuts leave a bitter taste in my mouth." Labour Party News. Emily Thornberry said it is difficult to vote on whole budget package. Image, BBC. There is fruitier language from other Labour MPs who can't believe the position the Labour leadership is taking on it. The Labour MP then said she had already explained what the Labour policy is before Ms Montague blasted, "Is it the right policy? That's what I'm asking." The Labour frontbencher responded, "It's right that we have a progressive taxation system, that those at the top with a broader shoulder support those at the bottom, and when we have had years and years of benefit freezes which has meant the poor have continued to get poorer, where child poverty has expanded in this country, where we get increasing division, something has to be done and there needs to be a radical look at it." The BBC host then asked Ms Thornberry to explain what she meant in her tweet, where the shadow Foreign Secretary criticised something Mr McDonnell has since said it will not do anything about. Moments after the budget, the Labour MP for Islington South and Finsbury wrote, "There we are, tax cuts for the rich and they are coming earlier." Philip Hammond announced end to austerity during budget speech. Image, Getty. Mr McDonnell said, "We'll leave those personal allowances at whatever we inherit, but our focus will be on a fair taxation system." Labour Mayor of Manchester Andy Burnham tweeted in response, "At a loss to understand why we are doing this." Mr McDonnell's comments also seem to contradict that of Labour MP Emily Thornberry, who criticised the Tory party over tax cuts for the rich. She tweeted yesterday, "There we are, tax cuts for the rich and they are coming earlier." Meanwhile, the Tories have continued to hand tax cuts to the very wealthiest in our society, in a budget signalling a major shift in the government's priorities. Chancellor Philip Hammond declared the tax burden on hard-working households could be eased rather than raised. Mr Hammond told the Commons, "I can report to the British people that their hard work is paying off and the era of austerity finally coming to an end."